Have you ever felt like something just isn't quite right with your body, but you can't put your finger on it? Maybe it's a nagging fatigue, a change in appetite, or even just a feeling that things aren't working the way they used to. Most of us tend to brush these little changes aside, telling ourselves, "Oh, that's just aging." But what if these signs were your body's way of sending you an important message? Doctors and researchers have been studying the subtle ways our bodies signal serious health concerns long before they become life-threatening. And here's something you might not know. Some warning signs can show up as early as a year before a major health crisis. These aren't always dramatic symptoms like chest pain or sudden collapse. Sometimes they start as small, gradual changes that are easy to overlook. But paying attention to them could be the difference between early intervention and a much more serious outcome. One of the first and most common warning signs is extreme fatigue. And I don't mean just feeling a little tired after a long day. I'm talking about a deep, unshakable exhaustion that doesn't go away with rest. Maybe you used to wake up feeling refreshed, but now, no matter how much sleep you get, you still feel drained. Or perhaps daily activities that once felt easy, like gardening, cooking, or even just walking to the mailbox, start feeling like a challenge. This kind of fatigue isn't just about getting older. It can be a red flag for underlying health issues. It might be a sign that your heart isn't pumping blood as efficiently as it used to, or that your body is struggling with a slow-developing illness like kidney disease, diabetes, or even some forms of cancer. Chronic fatigue can also be linked to poor circulation, meaning your muscles and organs aren't getting enough oxygen and nutrients. And here's the tricky part. Because fatigue develops gradually, it's easy to ignore. But if you notice yourself feeling unusually weak or exhausted for weeks or months without explanation, it's time to take a closer look. Another silent warning sign is unexplained weight loss. Now, for some, dropping a few pounds might seem like a good thing, but when you're not trying to lose weight and the pounds start slipping away, that's a different story. Maybe your clothes feel looser, your appetite isn't what it used to be, or you step on the scale and notice a surprising drop. Unintentional weight loss can be linked to a range of serious conditions, including digestive disorders, thyroid problems, or even the body's inability to properly absorb nutrients. In some cases, it can also be an early sign of cancer, as the body starts using up energy reserves without you realizing it. The key here is to trust your instincts. If you notice that you've lost more than 5% of your body weight in a short period without changing your diet or activity level, it's worth getting checked out. Sometimes, the solution is as simple as improving your diet or adjusting your medications. Other times, catching this sign early can help doctors detect a hidden illness before it becomes serious. Now, let's talk about a sign that often gets overlooked: changes in mood or personality. Have you or a loved one been feeling more withdrawn, irritable, or even confused lately? Maybe you've lost interest in activities you once loved, or you find yourself feeling unusually down for no clear reason. These emotional changes aren't just a normal part of aging. They can be the body's way of signaling an underlying issue. Many people don't realize that conditions like heart disease, infections, or even nutritional deficiencies can affect brain function long before physical symptoms appear. If your brain isn't getting enough oxygen due to poor circulation, or if your body lacks key nutrients like B12 or iron, you might experience mood swings, forgetfulness, or even mild confusion. The good news? Many of these issues are treatable if caught early. These early signs, fatigue, unexplained weight loss, and changes in mood, might seem unrelated, but they all have one thing in common. They signal that something deeper is happening in the body. Another critical sign that can appear up to a year before a major health event is a noticeable decline in balance and coordination. Have you ever found yourself stumbling more often, feeling unsteady when you get up from a chair, or catching yourself on furniture just to keep from losing your footing? Maybe you chalk it up to getting older, or maybe you assume it's just a little dizziness from standing too fast. But doctors warn that a sudden or worsening loss of balance can be a red flag for deeper health concerns. Your body relies on a complex system to keep you steady. Your inner ear, muscles, nerves, and brain all work together to maintain balance. When something starts to go wrong, even if it's minor at first, you may notice more frequent stumbles, difficulty navigating uneven ground, or a general feeling of unsteadiness. In some cases, this can be an early sign of neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease or even mini strokes, which often go unnoticed. It can also indicate circulation problems that affect the brain or muscle weakness due to an underlying illness. Many people don't think much of an occasional trip or wobble, but here's the important part. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults, and often falls happen because the warning signs were ignored. If you've been feeling off balance, it's time to take it seriously. Simple lifestyle changes like strength exercises, proper hydration, or even reviewing your medications with your doctor can help prevent bigger problems down the road. Now, let's talk about another warning sign that's easy to dismiss: changes in skin color or temperature. Have you noticed that your skin looks paler, more yellow, or even has a slightly bluish tint in your fingers or lips? Maybe your hands and feet always feel cold, no matter weather, or your skin seems more fragile and dry than usual. These subtle changes might not seem alarming, but they can signal serious health concerns. Poor circulation is one of the most common culprits. If your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently, oxygen struggles to reach your extremities, leading to cold hands and feet, or even a bluish tint in your nails or lips. Liver or kidney problems can also cause the skin to take on a yellowish tone, while diabetes can lead to dry, slow-healing skin. Sometimes, skin changes appear long before other symptoms, making them an important clue that something deeper is going on inside the body. If you notice persistent changes in your skin's color, temperature, or texture, don't just assume it's normal aging. Your skin is a mirror of your internal health, and catching these early signs can lead to important, life-saving interventions. And here's something else that's often overlooked: difficulty swallowing or changes in appetite. Have you ever felt like food just doesn't go down as smoothly as it used to? Maybe you find yourself drinking more water while eating, avoiding certain textures, or even coughing after meals. Difficulty swallowing, also known as dysphagia, is more than just an inconvenience. It can be an early sign of neurological diseases, esophageal issues, or even an increased risk of silent aspiration, where small amounts of food or liquid enter the lungs without triggering a choking sensation. Over time, this can lead to infections like pneumonia, which can be life-threatening if left unchecked. Changes in appetite are also worth paying attention to. If you find yourself eating much less than usual, feeling full quickly, or losing interest in food altogether, it may be a sign that your body is struggling with an internal issue. Digestive disorders, hormonal imbalances, and even the early stages of certain cancers can cause appetite changes long before more obvious symptoms appear. Listening to your body is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. If you've noticed balance issues, skin changes, or difficulty swallowing, don't brush them aside as just part of aging. These subtle signs can be your body's way of asking for help before a more serious problem arises. Another crucial sign that doctors warn about is persistent shortness of breath. Have you noticed yourself getting winded from activities that never used to be a problem? Maybe climbing a flight of stairs feels like a workout, or you find yourself pausing to catch your breath after walking short distances. Sometimes shortness of breath sneaks up gradually, making it easy to dismiss, until one day you realize that even basic movements feel like a challenge. This isn't just about aging or being out of shape. Chronic breathlessness can be a sign that your heart or lungs are struggling. Conditions like heart failure, where the heart doesn't pump blood as efficiently, can cause fluid buildup in the lungs, making breathing harder. Lung diseases, including COPD or early-stage pneumonia, can also lead to breathlessness long before a crisis occurs. Even low oxygen levels due to anemia can make you feel constantly out of breath. The key here is recognizing when shortness of breath is more than just an occasional nuisance. If you notice a pattern, if it's happening more often, lasting longer, or getting worse, it's time to listen to your body. Breathing should feel effortless. If it doesn't, that's a sign worth investigating. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: persistent swelling, especially in the feet, ankles, or legs. You might notice your socks leaving deeper marks than usual, or your shoes feeling tighter by the end of the day. Some people wake up with mild swelling that gets worse as the hours go by. Swelling like this is often linked to circulation problems. When the heart isn't pumping efficiently, blood and fluids can pool in the lower body, leading to noticeable puffiness. Kidney disease can also cause fluid retention as the body struggles to filter out excess waste. And let's not forget that some medications can contribute to swelling, which is why it's always a good idea to review any new prescriptions with your doctor. At first, swelling might seem harmless, but it becomes a regular occurrence, especially if it's accompanied by shortness of breath or fatigue. It's a warning sign that your body is working harder than it should. Addressing it early can prevent more serious complications, such as blood clots or even heart failure. Finally, one of the most subtle yet important signs that can appear before a serious health event is frequent confusion or memory loss. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why, or struggled to recall a name or word that was just on the tip of your tongue? These small lapses in memory are common with age, but when forgetfulness starts interfering with daily life, it's time to take a closer look. Cognitive decline isn't always a sign of dementia. Sometimes, it's caused by something as simple as a vitamin deficiency, dehydration, or even medication side effects. Other times, it can be a symptom of mini-strokes, reduced blood flow to the brain, or even underlying infections. The good news? Many of these causes are treatable when caught early. If you or a loved one have been feeling more forgetful, struggling with concentration, or experiencing sudden mood swings, don't ignore it. Your brain is just like any other part of your body. It needs the right care, nutrients, and attention to function properly. Small changes, like staying mentally active, getting regular checkups, and maintaining a healthy diet, can make all the difference in preserving memory and cognitive health. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. We've covered some of the most important warning signs that can appear up to a year before a major health crisis. Fatigue, unexplained weight loss, balance issues, skin changes, difficulty swallowing, breathlessness, swelling, and cognitive decline. While some of these might seem small on their own together, they tell a bigger story about your overall health. Here's the takeaway. Don't wait for a major emergency before taking action. Your body is always communicating with you. It's up to us to listen. And the best part? You have the power to make changes today that can improve your health and extend your quality of life. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. Have you or a loved one experienced any of these signs? Sharing your experience could help someone else who needs to hear this. And if you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're all on this journey together, and I want to make sure you have all the knowledge and support you need to live your healthiest, happiest life. Here's to paying attention to the signs, taking control of our health, and making every moment count. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.